So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to move it further. This was my personal prejudice. I don't like canned green beans. What if I were to try to take my personal prejudice and put it in the public? Make it part of the public good. So that means I'm going to go out into the market, because in the market, that's where the public interacts with each other. At home, in my own personal level, I don't like canned green beans. No problem. That's my personal problem. I don't like canned green beans. I'm prejudiced against them. But if I were to take it out into the public, now there's something different here. What if I wanted to influence the public and say, hey, public, don't participate, or don't let these beans participate in the market like these other beans. These beans I like, but these beans I don't. So let's say I wanted to take my personal prejudice and put it into the public. So make it part of the public good. So that means I have to take that into the market, because the market is known as the public good. Okay? So let's say I wanted to open up a restaurant, and in my restaurant I will, of course, serve these beans, but I don't want to serve these beans, okay? So let's say in the restaurant I want to put up a sign that says, no dogs, no canned green beans allowed. In essence, the greens go, okay? The greens go. But I want to serve these beans. So I want to make sure that in my restaurant, these beans don't get served. I'm going to serve these delicious beans, but I'm not going to serve these beans, okay? So what do I have to do? Well, again, I'm looking for a concept, the means of action, and the social result. So now the concept that I'm going to be looking for is that now in the public, these beans aren't going to get served like these beans. These beans are delicious beans. They're more flavorful than these beans. So I'm wanting to put a sign up on my restaurant that I opened up where I'm not going to serve these beans. And this way I can influence the public by which to make sure that at least at the local level, these beans won't be served. And then eventually I can get my representatives in Congress to see if they could pass legislation by which to say, okay, let's not serve these beans anywhere. Okay? So the concept that I'm looking for is discrimination. Because once I move my prejudice and move it into the public arena, then discrimination takes place, because now I'm putting a restaurant up and I'm making the restaurant go ahead and allow these beans to be served. Now again, take a look at these beans. They're so delicious. Just take a look, even the packaging is so important. Whereas these beans, these are just green, slimy, alien beans. These are more delicious, don't you think? Look at that, red beans, black beans, white beans, yellow beans, and then get brown beans. All of these beans really good. But the canned green beans, they got to go. Now, the concept that I'm looking for in order to put this sign up, of course, the concept is discrimination. Now I am practicing discrimination, okay? Now the discrimination is that I'm putting a sign up and I'm saying these beans will get served, these beans don't. So there's a means of action that I'm using to carry out my discrimination. And that means of action is what's going to allow me to put that sign up is, of course, the law. I'm making it legal. I'm going to my city council, or let's say here at Cal State University Dominguez Hills, I want the food service not to serve canned green beans. I want them to serve these beans, but not these beans. So I'll get student council and the Senate, the faculty senate, and the administration to kind of pass rules saying no canned green beans allowed. Then I can go to Carson or the local cities, city councils. Maybe they can pass ordinances by which to say you cannot serve these beans, these beans. So what it is that I'm doing is now I've moved my prejudice into the public arena. Before, my prejudice was just personal, but now I'm moving my prejudice into the public arena so it has a different kind of flavor. Now it becomes discriminatory. So I'm practicing discrimination, and the means of action by which to make that discrimination viable is the law. I've gotten the law behind me to ensure that I don't have to serve these beans, okay? That's very important. Now, there is a social result. Remember, there's a concept, means of action, social result. Well, there's a social result to the discrimination and making it illegal. And the social result, of course, is that now I have put these beans in a disadvantaged position. These beans are disadvantaged, okay? I don't like these beans. These are green, slimy, alien beans, and I'm not going to serve them in my restaurant. So one of the things that happens is that, of course, when the beans are wanting to be in the restaurant, I'm going to say, look at the sign, and the law says you're not allowed. So that's very important, again. And what happens is that these beans become disadvantaged.